Marcelo was poor. Ramos was poor. Cruz was poor. Modric was nowhere near. Anyway, this guy won Ballon d'Or. He won Ballon d'Or, and then as soon as he was announced Ballon d'Or winner, the guy's disappeared off the face of the planet. Like, that's why no one else apart from Messi and Ronaldo deserves Ballon d'Or, because they win it, and then what happens? Nothing. Just disappear. They can't keep up that consistency, man. Real Madrid, CF, FC, whatever you want to call it. Before I go into their season, I just want to say, I personally think this is, and if it is not, it's one of the worst seasons in Real Madrid's footballing history. It absolutely has to go down as their worst, and like I said, if not the worst, definitely top 3 worst seasons in their club's history. I don't know their club's history all the way back to when, they were first established. I haven't looked that too deep into it, but it has to be right up there. It has to be right up there. Because, let me say one thing. In every competition, except the one that they won, and we'll get onto the one that they won, right? In every competition that they were in, they were absolutely, I say absolutely, I'm talking astronomical level. For a club of Real Madrid's stature, astronomical level, they were dismantled and absolutely destroyed in every competition they were in. Every single competition, bar none. Well, like I said, the one that they won. That's how bad it was. Their season actually couldn't get any worse. The only way the season could get worse is if they finished outside the top 4 and didn't qualify for Champions League. But that was never going to happen. The quality of the teams are not good enough to push them for top 4. I mean, there was a fight for 4th place at one point in the season, maybe at like game 19-20. They were like fighting 3rd, 4th. But they were never going to drop outside of 4th. They were never going to finish 5th. There was a potential that Valencia or someone could, take 3rd place and they drop 4th. Yeah, that's fine. But they were always going to qualify for Champions League. But that is the only way it could have gotten worse. But that's not possible. Honestly, that's like saying, oh. And then if they did, only way it could get worse if they get relegated. They're never going to get relegated. Not when you got teams like Osasuna and SD Huesca in the league. They're never going to get relegated. It's just not going to happen. So let's start from the beginning. So the Supercopa, they're not in it. Cool. That's the first competition of the Spanish season that's played. Second one that kicks off, you could probably say it's the Liga. First game comes, but it's really probably the last competition that ends. So we'll probably come to that one last. Next competition they're in, that finishes, is the Spanish Super Cup. They lost 4-2. They conceded 4 goals to Atletico Madrid. Their nearest and dearest rivals. Diego Costa picking up a brace. I remember the game. 4 goals they could slapped up 4-2. Early signs were ringing. The early signs were ringing. People should have taken note. Life after Ronaldo is not looking good. Was the transfer window still open then? I'm pretty sure it was. Because it's not like the Premier League where the transfer window closes before the first Premier League game or the first game is played of the season. It's not like that. Our window still opens up until the end of August. So transfer window may still be open. They should have taken the signs, the hints, and invested immediately after selling Ronaldo. Invested immediately, because it wasn't a good showing. They got destroyed. So We start off there. First competition, boom, destroyed. Second competition, that is the next to finish, to be completed. The winners are announced, that they were obviously entered in, is the Club World Cup. Now, they're in it for winning the Champions League the previous season. It's not really a competition you talk much about. This is the same as the European Super Cup, but they still got destroyed in it. Club World Cup, they win that. I don't even know who they played. I can't remember the name of the teams. It's not really something that anyone looks much into. You just know who the winners are, and I know that it was Real Madrid. I know Bale scored some goals. He put in some performances, but again, it's against nobody teams, realistically. Not to be disrespectful to those teams, but Bale's not performing against any real class. Okay, so they win the Club World Cup, but that comes in December. By then, 16, 17, 18 games have been played in the Liga. They're in, I think it's 4th or 5th at the time. Keeping in mind that they got a couple of games in hand, because obviously they went away to go play the Club World Cup, and La Liga was still playing, and then I think they came back, and then there was one more game, and then winter break. So bear in mind, they're a couple of games behind, got a couple of games in hands, because obviously they went away to play competition. But even so, with a couple of games in hand, you don't be lying in 4th place. It's 6 points. You should be more than 6 points ahead of the teams that are in the top 4. So halfway through the season, they've won the Club World Cup. They've been spanked in the European Super Cup, and they've been destroyed in a good number of games in the league. Now, in the league, their performances in the league, most of their losses came at their own ground, at the Bernabeu. It's been an absolute horror show, nightmare. I mean, I couldn't work it out. They were better on the road than at their own stadium. I couldn't work it out. Like, it was so bad. Everyone's just coming to Real Madrid and be like, we can do this. We can have a go. We can have a go. And every single time they just look nervy. I mean, they were not looking like a team that just won triple, 3-time back-to-back Champions League. Like, they just didn't. They looked so poor. I don't know if they lacked confidence, because there wasn't that man named Ronaldo to just look to get the ball into the box and just, he's there to finish it off, pull us back into the game. I don't know if they were, lacking that confidence, if they were nervous. I don't know what it is. But these are top quality football players. I could understand if it was 1 or 2 of them that had an off season, you could potentially drop them out the first team until they find some form. But it was literally everybody. Marcelo was poor. Ramos was poor. Cruz was poor. Modric was nowhere near anyway. This guy won Ballon d'Or. He won Ballon d'Or, and then as soon as he was announced Ballon d'Or winner, the guy's disappeared off the face of the planet. Like, that's why no one else apart from Messi and Ronaldo deserves Ballon d'Or, because they win it, and then what happens? Nothing. Just disappear. They can't keep up that consistency, man. These Messi and Ronaldo keep up. They win it, and they don't say, okay, this is why they're the best player in the world. The guy's announced the best player in the world, and he's done Jack Bean all. He's done Jack Bean all. Wait, does Modric even still play for Real Madrid? Well, I mean, what's going on? Everyone's poor. Isco poor. Bale poor. Benzema poor. All of them were poor all season. Even Thibaut Courtois was poor. He was poor all season. I mean, I can understand some of them are old and it might be pushing them past it, but not all of them. I mean, it just can't. It just couldn't hit them all at the same time in an instant. Boom, my back's gone. Boom, my knees gone. My legs are gone. I can't play no more. Surely not. Man, I couldn't work it out, man. I couldn't even work it out. And even when Zidane came back, the performances and the results, they still happened. So they weren't even like, okay, Zidane's back. We're gonna get back to it. Like, maybe Zidane's get out was Ronaldo too. I don't know, man. It was poor. It was poor. But he's seen what needs rectifying. He's gonna go in and rectify it. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. They struggled in Champions League as well. Struggled in their group. And I say struggle. I'm sure. No, they didn't struggle. They were alright in their group. They had Roma. Some nervy games. There was some very close games, having to come back from behind. But then once getting out of the group, they drew Ajax, and Ajax were better than them in both legs. Okay, they won the first leg away from home. Like I said, it was funny because their away results and form was better than their home, and it showed in the Champions League. Away to Ajax, I think they was it 2-1. They won 2-1 away to Ajax, and you're thinking, oh, we just got 2 away goals. They're winning 2-1. Ajax have to, at the minimum, win 2-0 to go through. 1-0 wouldn't be enough because that's 1 away goal. We just got 2. Real Madrid will still be ahead. So they're at the minimum, having to beat Real Madrid, 2-0 to go through. They were slapped. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4-1. I mean, like I said, they lost every competition by a mile, dismantled. They absolutely blown out of Champions League, came nowhere near close to winning it. They didn't look like they were going to win. They looked like a team that was, accepted defeat. Like, as soon as they realized that their season was going downhill very quickly, they just accepted it and said, we're just going to play it out and just go for it next season. Save our energy and go for it next season. That's what it looked like. And as a result, they just got destroyed in every competition. Copa del Rey, same thing. Played Barcelona. I think away from home. Now I'm just trying to remember. You're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they won 1-0. If not, it was 1-1. But if it was 1-1, they have the away goal. They're still winning. 1-0 is nicer. It was either 1-0, 1-0. I can't quite remember now. I can't remember if we equalised late. Struggling to remember because we played them so many times, isn't it? Twice in the league, twice in the cup. It's 4 games. I'm just getting some of the games muddled up in my head. But I think they won 1-0. But the second leg now, 3-0 at their own ground. Barcelona came to the Bernabeu, showed up, beat them 3-0, slapped out the competition. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Like I said, again, first game was away, second game they're at home. And it's just like you get through the away game with the better result, and you're going home. See it out. Like, honestly, see it. It's not even see it out. You're supposed to be the better team when you're at your home. You win your home games. Like, and it was just, everything was reversed. Like, okay, if you lose the first leg and you're away, but you're still in it, you go home and you see it out. You go on and you put on the performance. Everything was just reversed the whole season. It was poor. Like I said, diabolical. I personally think one of their worst ever seasons. It couldn't have got much worse. Like I said, if you're looking at it in a whole, overall, getting slapped by 4-1 to Ajax, getting slapped 3-0 to Barcelona, to get knocked out of those 2 cups, Champions League and Copa del Rey. Endless results in the Liga, endless defeats in the Liga and draws. One of their fewest ever point tallies and wins in a season. It was very low for Real Madrid standard. Slapped in the European Super Cup by Atletico. So like, yeah, every competition dismantled in. No competition they went out, by a small margin, penalty shootout or away goals or by 1 goal. It was just all like 4s and 3s and 5s and all of that. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, much work to be done, but I think Zidane's going to do it. He's going to put the work in. They've obviously signed some big players, and like I said before, I don't really want to talk too much about that because it is meant to be a season review. But some big players on their way, and I think for them next season, the aim is the league title. The aim is to show Barcelona that they are the better force, the better club, the better team in Spain right now. Oh, excuse me. And for them, I think minimum you're looking at a league double. I mean, yeah, a domestic double. league and cup double. That is the aim for them. Like obviously you want to win Champions League as well, and Champions League is like the best competition to win. But remember, in the last 4 years they've won it 3 times. This year they didn't win it, but previous to that they won it 3 years in a row. So they can take a 2-year break. It's not absolutely essential that they win it. They just need to put their feet back on ground, win the league title, win the cup as well, because they ain't won that cup in years. Like I said, Barcelona just lost a 4-win streak, so they ain't won that competition in years. You know, I'm sure the fans would love this little Spanish cup once in a blue moon. So they win that in the league, get a double, and you know, mark their way back to a dominant force, and then they can go the season after, go again Champions League. Because realistically, the distance between them right now and other teams that are fighting for Champions League, like Liverpool, Manchester City, and even PSG, I think they're a ways off. They can actually, PSG is not that much better than them, but they can pull the gap. I think they can pull the gap with them and PSG within this one summer window. But teams like Man City and Liverpool, I don't think that they're going to get to that level just off of this one window. And Zidane's got some work to do. I just don't see it. I think if they draw Man City or Liverpool in like a quarters or a semi-final, they go out, regardless of who they sign. But I just don't think that anyone can sign enough players to close a gap that big instantly. But if anyone can do it, it is definitely Real Madrid. It is definitely Real Madrid if there's anyone that can do it. But that's it for me. That's what I think. Let me know if what I've said makes any sense to you. If you agree with any of it. Have Real Madrid had their worst ever season, or one of their worst ever seasons? Is Atletico's season, you know, it couldn't get much better, could it really? I mean, what more could they have asked for? They won a cup. And Barcelona, is it truly a disappointing season? Is it, you know, you win your league, can it be a disappointing season? I mean, I think it definitely can. I think it definitely can. It wasn't good enough, and we've seen the frailties in them. It's just that over a 38-game period, those teams aren't good enough to expose the frailties in their team week in, week out, and you know, decrown them as the Liga champions. It's not a good enough season. But again, let me know what you think. Hit the like, don't forget to comment, and hit that subscribe. And I shall see you in probably approximately 7 days.